The NYPD appoints its First Amendment protest supervisor. It's Friday, September 20th, and this is your New York Daily News. Friday's forecast calls for partly cloudy skies in New York City with a high near 80 and a low near 64. An NYPD inspector has been tapped to become the department's First Amendment protest supervisor, a newly created position mandated by a federal legal settlement, forcing police to overhaul how they handle demonstrations, the Daily News has learned. The settlement was reached last September after talks between the city, various lawyers and advocacy groups, and State Attorney General Letitia James, who had sued the NYPD in 2021, accusing the nation's largest police force of various abuses during the George Floyd protests that roiled the city the year before. Before taking on the new position, NYPD Inspector Joseph Hayward spent the bulk of his 25-year career in Brooklyn and Queens and has been cited 15 times for excellent or meritorious police duty. He was accused of using excessive force during a November 2011 confrontation between police and Occupy Wall Street protesters at Zuccotti Park. Brent Schmidt said he was watching police clear the park when Hayward, captured in a Reuters photo pinning Schmidt to a fence with his left hand, struck him repeatedly with a baton. Schmidt sued and received a $15,000 settlement from the city. Hayward started his new assignment as First Amendment protest supervisor working under NYPD Chief of Department Jeffrey Madry on September 3rd. A department spokesman said Hayward needs some time before granting an interview about his plans in the new role. The legal settlement creating Hayward's job calls for someone with the rank of deputy chief or higher to fill the role, but it isn't clear if Hayward will be promoted to get to that rank. The spokesman did say in a statement, however, that the NYPD has re-envisioned its policies for policing protests to deal with unique scenarios. The Daily News reported last year that a never-released internal NYPD report painted a damning picture of how police handled the protests that started 2 days after Floyd was murdered on May 25, 2020, by police in Minneapolis. There were nearly 1,400 arrests, scores of allegations of police brutality, numerous instances of rioting and looting, and more than 400 cops assaulted. The report noted that no single police commander was calling the shots. Officers lacked timely intelligence in the first days of the unrest, and there was a failure to utilize highly touted resources to better control the situation. Hayward, according to the settlement, will oversee the development of all First Amendment policies and procedures, as well as a training curriculum. He's also charged with developing a culture of facilitating free speech, deploying police only when necessary, and minimizing arrests and use of force in demonstrations. The city last year agreed to pay out about $21,500 to each of about 300 protesters arrested in the Mott Haven section of the Bronx after kettling prevented them from dispersing when an 8 p.m. curfew went into effect. For more on this story and for the latest in New York City politics, visit nydailynews.com and follow us on social media at nydailynews. Thanks for listening. My name is Imran Sheikh.
Spoken Layer.